I'm Bea.
And I'm Sam.
And we're two best friends who like to talk shit about smut, wingspan,
and sometimes books.
Join us every Wednesday for a new episode.
Welcome back, Smutterflies.
Happy Wednesday!
Happy bloody Wednesday indeed.
What's going
How
on?
are you?
What's happening?
What are you reading?
I'm currently reading my author spotlight because Inception, we recorded this in advance. So I'm currently reading my author spotlight for the beginning of July. I am still audiobooking The Memory Puller, and I have to say, I don't know if this is going to happen chronologically, but in an episode we recently recorded and we were talking about what we were reading, I was saying that I hadn't quite got to the Kale part on my audiobook. But now that I have, I think the silence speaks for itself, to be honest.
Oh, I love that for you.
Yeah, me too.
So, I think in one of our recent episodes, it might be in a future episode because we're not recording in chronological order. We're just recording loads of different stuff at the moment. I think I talk about I don't know what to read next, and I've got so much stuff on my TBR and I haven't picked anything. But I went with one of Bea's old author spotlights, which is Shot in the Dark, because Bea sold it to me as Supernatural, and I'm obsessed with Supernatural. I'm obsessed with the Winchester brothers. So I was like, do you know what? That's what I'm going to read. And I read about 15% in one sitting last night. I couldn't put it down.
So good, isn't it? I loved it.
It's amazing.
I loved it, but when I was reading it, all I kept thinking was, Sam is going to fucking love this.
Yeah, it's class. Other than reading updates, we don't really have a lot of updates. Our throne is still ticking away. We're still working towards that second mic. So hopefully in the not too distant future, we will sound even better for you guys. Our Discord is still going strong. We're having so many fun conversations in our Discord at the moment. We absolutely love having that avenue to chat personally with people rather than just you seeing our posts. It's lovely to get to interact with you and hear your opinions on things and talk about what you're reading and your romantasy recommendations rather than it being us that recommends things all the time. So it sounds really silly, but the Discord on Discord is amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's Discording over on Discord.
It is.
We also are on Patreon, as we always mention. Our full frontal tier got the super early access to an episode that isn't coming out till the end of July the other day. TikTok, YouTube Live is still banning us as 13-year-olds. We're hoping to have that resolved by the time end of July rolls around, so it will actually be live streamed. So again, and the comments were so kind on that, so thank you to the guys who are a member of that tier and were commenting love this and so on. You guys are so kind. So the feedback's been amazing, and we'll keep doing it as long as you guys keep wanting it. But if you want to be able to watch a live stream episode, sometimes nearly a month in advance than everyone else, raw and edited, you get to see Sam yawning all the time, you get to see me hitting my mic, then it's in our link tree in all of our bios to our Patreon. And like we said, everything we make on Patreon goes back into the podcast. At the moment, it's for the second mic. And is that all of our business admin for today?
I believe so.
So why are we really here, Sam?
What have we been doing? We have been sitting down with the authors of Riftborn and Duskbound, Greenwich and Lennox.
So many of you guys have just been eating up this series like we did. I read Riftborn last year. Mm-hmm. And then we very kindly got sent an art copy of Duskbound. And yeah, to say we're obsessed is an understatement. Obviously, you would have heard it in last week's episode. And it just seems Book Talk is obsessed with this as well, which rightly so, because it's a freaking excellent series. And yeah, we knew for sure season 2, we were like, this has to be on season 2 books. We have to have them on. They very kindly agreed to come on. And yeah, we're just so excited to just, is it shoot the breeze? Is that the saying?
Yeah.
Shoot the breeze with Greenwich and Lennox.
Yeah, so we will come back and do a little recap of the episode, but for now, sit back, relax, and enjoy our interview with the authors of Riftborn and Duskbound.
Hi, I am Bree Grenwich.
And I'm Parker Lennox.
And we are the authors of Riftborn and Duskbound, and soon to be The Ascended.
So you guys met at 19, bonded over Dungeons and Dragons, and then co-wrote Riftborn. How does your mutual love of D&D influence your writing?
I would say it influences it extremely. I don't even know if we would have been in the mindset of writing worlds and universes before playing D&D. It really just kind of expanded our imagination so much, and it definitely influenced so many aspects of our writing and books.
I completely agree. So many things that you wouldn't expect to really dive deep into. I think it makes you remember those things, like little towns and their unique qualities, because you go everywhere in D&D, and it's you're exploring all these different places, and so the DM has to build up this place to feel real. So it wasn't just us getting to build backstories that trained our writing and creativity. It was also watching a DM build the world around us and the details that he would remember and tell us. And so a lot of it was that too.
Yeah, it's so interesting because obviously I'm guessing as well, you guys must have been readers, right? Every author starts as a reader. Yeah. But it's just interesting to have a slightly different take on some people's backstory, because often it's reading, which of course it is for everyone, right? But it's really interesting to see that side of it, that you guys saw the world building from a technical side, but from a D&D perspective.
Right.
Yes. Absolutely. I've always been a huge romantasy reader, from a young age, just anything romance books. So obviously that was an inspiration as well. But without D&D, this book series would not have happened.
So what was the process of co-writing like? Do you split responsibilities, or do you write together in tandem?
So it's kind of switched up between the books. For Riftborn, we had this insane outline that we spent, days on. How many pages was it, Parker?
30 or 40 pages.
Yeah. And so, that really helped in the way when we were writing back and forth. We would alternate chapters, and then we would go and edit each other's chapters, just to kind of make sure that the language was flowing, make sure that Fia's voice was staying consistent throughout. And then for Duskbound, we switched it up a bit, because as we realized with the outline, even as we were writing, things are constantly changing as you're writing. You come up with new ideas and things like that. So we went about it differently, and we wrote the entire thing together on Google Meet. We would be on just a video call like this all day, and just
12 hours.
Yeah.
No, that's so interesting, because I think we've done at least one other book, right, Sam, on our author spotlight that was a collab written book. And I'm always so interested to know, because I'm just curious to know how that dynamic works, because obviously for me, Sam, do you think we'd kill each other if we wrote a book together?
Absolutely.
I think we would. Yeah,
that's exactly what I was gonna say. How do you deal with conflict? Because I know me and B would be butting heads about no, my idea is going in this book.
I think we knew our characters really well. But also Parker and I have been, we've had a business together and worked together since we were 19, 20 as well. So we just kind of already knew that we worked together well, and we always joke that we have the same mind. So
we're used to collaborating on everything for 10 years now, so it wasn't really even a transition. And I feel a lot of times we don't even have conflicting opinions about where it's going, like maybe small stuff, but
Yeah.
never anything really big.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Sam, we
Love
should take a leaf
that.
out of their book.
Well, we say we're hive mind. We always say we're
We
hive
do,
mind.
yeah, we are hive mind. We spend so much time together that like we try and do rock paper scissors sometimes to like decide things, and we'll literally go like 4 or 5 rounds of just the same answer every time, and it's like, oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know if we could write something together though. Maybe we could. Maybe we're not giving ourselves enough credit.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe one day.
Yeah, I mean, the most fun thing is just like spiraling over ideas together. Like that's the most exciting part of it all.
Yeah, no,
The
I
other
bet.
benefit is that you rarely run into writer's block, because if someone runs into it, you have someone to volley ideas with enough until it goes away.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, no, I love that. I mean, I feel like Sam, you're basically emotional support for me. So I feel like she tries to get a co-author in there all the time. She's like, "Do you want to put co-author in?" I'm like, maybe not. I don't know. Like, we'll think about it.
I was like, I'm due a dedication in this book, B. So the magic system in the Esprithean trilogy gives readers and us big X-Men vibes. Was this intentional? And how did you balance the incredibly powerful characters with such extreme vulnerabilities?
So it was definitely intentional on the X-Men part. We kind of loved the idea of a magic system that's based more on like this kind of like distribution system where everyone's born with something that makes them different, even if it's really mundane or if it's really like fantastic or deathly. It's just kind of like random for everyone. And that idea definitely came from X-Men for sure.
And I would say, as far as, the extreme powers and vulnerabilities, in my opinion, having an extreme power is going to, cause vulnerabilities like in and of itself. I would think that, especially with the imbalance of it all and, learning to train yourself to use it and that sort of thing. Obviously, it came more naturally to others than our girl Fia, but, just depending on the power and what you're dealing with, the focus and what you're dealing with, and we definitely wanted all of our characters to be imperfect. So
Yeah, and I love that so much in book 1 that like it takes her a hot minute, right, to get accustomed to it. Like obviously eventually she's like badass, all powerful, like spoiler for book 2, but like I like that it takes her sweet time, right, in book 1. Like really it's not until the end of book 1 do we see any kind of like real, I don't even know if control is the word, probably not, but like some control over it. And I love that because I love both, right? You can give me both, I'll eat it up, but like I love to see that it took like a while for her to really come to terms with like her power and how to get around it.
Yeah, it was super important for us to make it a more realistic like journey towards that than like having her just be able to do it like so easily and with control, because we also loved the concept of revealing plot twists or interesting things through her power. And so a lot of that means she doesn't have control or she doesn't know exactly what it is.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, and I think it helps us learn about the magic system as well. When she's still learning about her power, it helps us learn at the same time rather than being like info dumped at the beginning of the book. So yeah, I absolutely loved it.
Sophia's introduction as a reluctant rebel is such an interesting character arc. What inspired this, and was it always the plan for Fia?
So yeah, I would say so. Fia was created as the character for my next D&D campaign, and if you know much about Dungeons and Dragons, she was supposed to be a wild magic sorcerer, which essentially is somebody that has these powers but can't control them, and it usually causes a bunch of crazy stuff to happen. And we definitely took a turn from some of the things of what that would entail within the game, but for the book, she was supposed to be this girl that started out pretty anxiety ridden and grew into herself.
We always knew Fia, we wanted to plant her in this world that she doesn't really feel like she's a part of. And then her journey of growth where she kind of accepts that maybe she does have a place there or something useful she can do just for things to change, once again. At the end. I don't know if we're doing spoilers right now, so.
No, we're full spoilers. So because the episode we've recorded it already, but it doesn't come out till next week, right, Sam? Next Wednesday? I think it's week today. Maybe. We're so ahead at the moment because Sam's got vacations coming up, so we're literally we've recorded stuff, and I'm like, I don't even know when it's coming out at this point. I think it's a week today that we've done a Riftborn and a Dustbound together, deep dive. So no, we're full spoilers. No one comes here thinking to not get things spoiled.
Perfect.
We're full spoilers.
Yay! We love spoilers.
Well, I guess I'll say that then we wanted her to feel like maybe she's carving her way into a place or a role in this place she's always kind of been hesitant about, just to rip the rug out from under her feet, essentially.
Yeah. And I love that she takes her time, right? She's kind of, I don't want to say blackmailed, but kind of, maybe not blackmailed isn't the word, to join right with the guards is kind of that.
Yeah.
I don't like to say it. We'll get to it in a minute because my love for Larrick knows no bounds, but I'll get to it in a minute. Anyway. But
good to hear.
So I hate saying a bad word against the love of my life, but she's kind of effectively blackmailed right into joining the city guard. And then I think that's what's so interesting is, again, because of her, even though she's had a different background, her beliefs and her upbringing, even though it's not been the nicest, she does have this very one-sided biased view, and it takes her a minute, right, to come to terms with the fact that might not be the case, but it can be, and that not everything is as black and white as it may seem, and some things can be true at the same time. I'm trying to not sound too cryptic, but you know what I mean. Yeah.
We get what you're saying, totally.
So moving on to Larrick, the enemies to lovers dynamic between Fia and Larrick is just everything for us. Did you always know this was going to be the path that their relationship followed?
Yes, for sure. We knew that Larrick was going to be, a huge part in Fia's growth and a huge stepping stone to who she is today. We don't think that Fia would be who she is without having met Larrick. He's the first person that saw her. He's the first person that pulled her from this dark space. And, even if he was not essentially just using her to get what he wanted, but, he was just such a huge part of her growth and who she is as a character now. And we love Larrick too. So we think that he's, an extremely complex character that we can't wait to continue writing about.
Because, to say I was down hard is an understatement, guys. When I got to the end of Riftborn, and because I think I read it before you, right, Sam? I think I finished it before you. And I couldn't talk to Sam about it for ages. And then I was like, if I think is what's going to, which obviously it does, but what I think is going to happen in Dustbound that is implied at the end of Riftborn, it took me so long to get over that. Sam was like you just need to get over it. And I was like, no, I was like, he's the love of my life. I can't.
I was so on the Aether train, from day dot. I was on that train and I was loving it. And I was talking to Bea about him and she was like, no, I won't have it. I was like, oh.
I did in the end. Obviously, of course, I was on board. Of course I was, but it took me a while because I
kind of love
Larrick.
That makes me happy, or both of us happy, because we love this polarizing effect that Larrick has, because we have some people that we saw some comments as I could barely get through Dustbound because I was just poor Larrick, and then we have other people that are I couldn't wait to get to Dustbound because I was so tired of Larrick. So we kind of love this how everyone feels kind of
Yeah,
very polar opposites
Mhm.
about it.
very strong reactions for that man.
I love him. I think I feel like a bit of a, not an idiot, but like, so we did, was it our 20, like most anticipated reads of 2025, Sam? So obviously we both read Riftborn, and obviously Dustbound hadn't come out. We knew it was coming out in the early 2025. So when we recorded it, I think I go on like a 10-minute tangent about like my deep love for him. And I'm like, oh, and he's the RMC. And I'm like, and I'm saying to people like, he's this, and he gives this vibes, and he gives this vibes, which obviously he still does. It still applies. But then when I like opened up Dustbound, and I was like, I literally was like standing on my soapbox for 10 minutes, like, read this thing. And then I'm like, wait, oh no. I was like, we're being duped. But I mean, I love Aether, obviously. Like, I got on board. But yeah. Anyone who doesn't love him, sorry, that's an incorrect opinion, because
We agree.
excellent.
Yeah, we agree.
I think in our episode I said something to the effect of, oh, I'm very suspicious of him now, having finished Duskbound, and B was like, nope. I was like, yeah, no, I think there's going to be some twist. I think he's going to be bad. I don't think he's on her side. I think he's going to betray her. And B was like, no, he won't. He would never do that. And I'm like,
I will take no Larrick slander. Absolutely not. No way.
Even with that ending?
Yeah, I'll just blindly. I know he's like a little bit toxic, and probably is gonna like, well, is it double cross or like triple cross him at that point? But like, I think he probably will. But like, I think I'm still Team Larrick.
We're down hard.
Yeah, literally.
We love both of our men, so
That's good to know. That's interesting, because that makes me even more suspicious of book 3, guys. I'm not gonna lie, because if you love him, then it's like, well, we only want good things for him, right? Dustbound reveals so many revelations. Did you always have this flip in perception in mind, even while writing Riftborn, or did this decision come after book 1 was completed?
So we always knew that things were going to change in Dustbound, because we like to say that Dustbound was the original idea, which is for the most part true. Like the things that happen in Dustbound were definitely a part of our original idea. So it was more backtracking with Riftborn to think, okay, now how do we get to this point? So yeah, we always knew we wanted to switch it up and kind of like this idea of like show instead of tell. Like we could have started with Dustbound, but would it have meant as much if you didn't get to witness the events of Riftborn and like see what a difference in landscape and culture and like, you know, just the fact that one realm is so full of life and the other one isn't. And we thought that needed to be shown. And so even though Dustbound was more of the original concept, we wanted to show the opposite so that it made a bigger impact.
Yeah, and also for the reader, you know, since we're reading through Fia's eyes, you know, her world is so small. And, you know, we wanted it to be like, okay, now her into the next book, like, look how big her world is getting. And just to have that feeling along with her.
Yeah, that's so interesting. I love that you say like to show rather than tell with it. Like that is such a good point. Like you could start with Dustbound, like it does make sense. Like you could go from there, but then that's kind of the ride, right? Is that you're going along with Fia's journey and you're having this like switch, like drastic switch in perception of like what she thinks is right, I guess.
Right. Like we kind of have this concept with, and we've especially noticed it now that we're writing a different book with a different FMC. But with Fia, I feel like we've been very consistent in wanting the reader to be on the same level as Fia, for the reader to discover things at the same level that Fia does. Like, while the next book that we're writing, I think we're experimenting more with like, okay, letting things happen that show the reader something that maybe the FMC is not aware of. So it's kind of, we noticed that a lot now that we're writing something else, that it was very much the case with Riftborn and Dustbound.
I love that.
That's so interesting that Duskbound was the original concept. I love that. So we have talked about our MMCs, but I'm going back to them. So you had our jaws on the floor with the flip from Larrick to Aether. Was this always the plan, or did something was it something that you decided as you were writing that you were going to have these 2 MMCs?
It was for sure always the plan. So as I said before, Fia was my backstory, and I had actually written Lorik into my backstory. And he was kind of vague in the backstory because that was something that our DM was going to kind of take. But I had the idea of him potentially being this kind of like manipulative person in her life, but also the person that sent her on her journey. So definitely always that. And we knew that she was going to meet Aether. I mean, especially because, within Riftborn, she starts having dreams about him, like, from the first few chapters. So, yeah, he was definitely always in the books for her.
Which, like, you'd think would make it easier for me to, like, have got on that train in book 2, but, like... I loved him. It wasn't that I don't love him, but when you're just like, can it just be everyone? Can it just be why choose? Can we all just get involved?
Just everyone did.
So funny.
Yeah. So book 2 expands on political intrigue tenfold. What inspired this? And did you find writing in a bigger world challenging in book 2, or did you prefer it?
I think we preferred it simply because, not because we thought it would be easier, but because so much of Riftborn was isolated because Fia would not allow her world to open up. So I remember us writing Riftborn and us being like, kind of having this struggle at the beginning, like, okay, I feel like so many chapters, like all of our ideas are almost not repeating, but are not expanding but we also have to stay true to character. She doesn't go out and do things. She literally goes to the apothecary, goes home. And so, like, we had a hard time figuring out how to balance that where it wouldn't be like a boring, essentially. And so it was actually more freeing to move to Dustbound, where we had all of this that needed to be seen, that like it was a part of the journey for realizations to happen in these different places. So I would say it's easier and more fun in that way. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
We'll be back after a quick break.
Hey guys, we're just taking a short break to talk to you about our new podcast sponsor, Lit Lines.
Ever wish your wardrobe matched your bookshelf? Then you need to check out Lit Lines. They are a bookish clothing brand made for readers who wear their hearts and favourite quotes on their sleeves.
Lit Lines designs cosy, clever and gorgeous apparel inspired by our favourite romantasy reads like ACOTAR and Throne of Glass.
So if you're ready to dress like the main character, head over to www.litlines.com.au.
Oh, you asked about the political thing too. Like, that is something we didn't get to explore as much with Riftborn. So we knew going into Dustbound that we definitely wanted to have this like level of political tension, of like a layered conflict rather than just a single overarching one.
Yeah, and I think that was, again, absolutely loved it in Dustbound, that it takes Fia a minute, right, to even start to like understand, or not even understand, but like come to terms with that there's again like another viewpoint of this conflict. And again, like that, not just, it doesn't necessarily mean that the Riftborn or Sidhi side is inherently bad. Like it's kind of, everyone is ultimately just fighting for what's best for their people,
Mhm.
and it doesn't always make them 100% evil, right? Like it's that kind of, again, it's that like morally grey, like everyone's just kind of treading that water. But yeah, I mean, Sam, you'll agree, won't you, that like we loved that in book 2, that there was such an expanse on like the world, and yeah, also that I think we spoke about this I think we speak about it in our episode that we've recorded but hasn't come out yet because of when we record. But generally, when you, not in every fantasy romance, but like a common pathway is like the main character goes from the kind of like crappy, not so great world and falls into the like the grass is greener, magical, everything here is great. But for Fear, it's kind of the other way around, right? Like she starts off in the great, like, a very affluent city, a very affluent world. And okay, she might be on like the not great hierarchy in there, but like it's very, everyone's fed and everyone's got food on the table, to flip to Dustbound, where actually that's not the case. And it's sort of flipping that trope on its head, I guess.
Yeah, I think I described it as she wakes up in the pits.
Yeah, it was Sam's words, yeah. The pits.
Essentially, it's so funny that you look at it like that, because it didn't occur to us really when we were writing it, but it's so true. Like, that's such an interesting way to look at it.
I think I messaged you both about this when I finished Duskbound, but Mars' death hit us hard. Was it always your intention to make your readers cry?
I mean, we cried too. We also cried.
Yeah, I mean, we figured that would happen, obviously. I mean, in that scene, and this is something we've never said, so I hope it doesn't dispel any theories, but like, the reason that scene is written the way it was is because it was so hard for us to write that we couldn't put it on page. Like, that's why we don't see it happen. Like, we literally were not strong enough to write that part.
That's so interesting. I didn't even that didn't even cross my mind, but that's so interesting.
Yeah, she was originally supposed to see it happen, but we couldn't. We literally couldn't do it.
Like, this is bad enough.
Yeah. It was. I just remember I was like, this isn't where it's going. This isn't going to happen. This isn't going to happen. Like, Larrick's going to stop it, or somebody's going to stop this. And then I was just like going through with my Kindle. I was like, I can't cope with this. I text B. I was like, I'm done. I'm so upset.
But I hadn't read it at that point, so Sam just texted. Obviously, she didn't spoil, but she just was like, "I've just read this part in Dustbound that I'm so devastated and upset about." I was like, oh, "Okay."
Preparing myself.
Yeah, B's like, "Oh, what's coming?"
Yeah, literally.
Oh no.
So, what lessons from book 1 did you carry into book 2, and what would you tell aspiring co-authors?
So, I mean, we've learned so much. Like, each new book, like each time we start a new project, we've learned something new. From Riftborn to Duskbound, I would say one of the big things that we learned in our writing was, the passage of time, how to not make it feel like startling. Obviously we can't go with the character through every single day of their life, but I think that was something that we learned was, how to make that flow better. And for the co-authors, we would say, know your characters like inside and out. Like,
the more planning you can do, the more butt heads in the planning stage, so that when you get your plan ready and you have plan as much as you can, because then you're both on the same page when you go into the other part, which is writing the story. That's like the best advice we could give to people writing in the same POV, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm guessing definitely can't be a pantser if you're co-authoring, or that wouldn't be your advice, right? Like, no pantsing.
I feel like we have done more pantsing with the Ascended, but that's only because we've been talking for about a year now about how that story's gonna go, and we almost have an entire outline in our head about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it just depends. Maybe like once you work with each other more and you have these like built out worlds that you've thought about and conceived together, it's gets easier.
Yeah, no, I bet. And I guess like obviously the more for you guys you do it, like the more comfortable you become, the more you get into that like rhythm and rapport, right? And like you said, you've been doing it for like forever, so it's like so like natural for you guys to work like that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I bet it's like second nature. You probably couldn't imagine writing solo now because you're so used to doing it together.
Yeah, I mean, Parker does have a book out, but when I started working on mine, for a short period, like I have to run everything by her. I feel like I'm
Well,
like,
that's the thing. With mine, we were critique. I feel like you were my critique partner on that. Like, not a chapter went by that
exactly.
Bree didn't look at.
I couldn't imagine doing this alone, like at all.
Oh, I love that.
I love it.
So the Esprithean trilogy concludes with book 3. Can you give us anything about book 3? And do you have a plan for its release?
Yes, we do. And we can absolutely tell you guys. So the release date is going to be May 26th of 2026. And we can tell you the title as well, which is Realm Blade.
What could Realm Blade mean? What is this in relation to?
What would y'all like to see?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
Oh my god, it's so
Isn't
freaking
she
beautiful. Yes.
Oh my god.
I can't
We're
believe
so
you guys
excited.
have physical in your hands.
It's just Dustbound with the cover.
Oh, that's what I was like, it's done. I was like, oh my gosh, you're holding it.
Yes, but we
Visual
love the
nothing.
cover.
That's absolutely freaking beautiful.
Oh my god. What an honor
Oh my gosh,
to
that
get
is...
to see it.
Sam's gonna click the shit out of that.
When are you announcing it to
Next week. We'll post the picture next week.
Okay, we will
Okay.
not post anything.
We will
before
hold
then.
off.
I
But
promise.
oh my gosh, that's so freaking exciting.
Also, it releases 3 days after my wedding, so that is definitely going to be my honeymoon read. Me on the plane, not talking to my husband for 8 hours. Like, go away.
I love it.
Gosh, that's such
so
an
exciting.
honor. Congratulations.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you.
It's like you guys knew, right? Like that Sam was getting married like a few days prior. You're like,
This is our gift.
she'll
Thank
be
you very
busy,
much,
yeah.
ladies. It's the best gift ever.
Going on your honeymoon with Aether and Larrick and not your husband.
Yes.
Yes.
I love
There's a white shoes now. Like, on the plane.
it. So funny.
We love it.
I love it. So our final question is that you guys have also recently announced a new project that you've been working on, which you touched on briefly, which is The Ascended, and it's going to be releasing at the end of this year. Can you tell us a little bit about it and what can readers expect?
Okay, so The Ascended is, we have a new FMC. Her name is Theas Morvarin, and the universes are connected between series. So basically, I'll say that, I'll preface it with that. Theas has a power that involves the stars and being able to forge things with them. But in this place, anyone with powers are basically forced into these trials that are hosted by the deities. And because they do not want power, just like in the mortal realm, essentially. So you basically get forced into these trials where you either die or you ascend to become a deity. And that's like the idea. And so it kicks off with basically her trying to navigate that and then getting sucked into this thing she's been hiding from her whole life.
And we would say that this was this took place a few decades before Riftborn.
Oh, I did not expect that, and that is so fucking exciting.
I did not expect you to say they were connected.
Yeah, me either. Wow.
That
Yeah,
line,
in
there's
fact-
a reason it's coming out first
Yes.
before the third book.
Ooh. Oh my gosh, guys, like this is. Oh, I feel like a kid in a candy shop today.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
We're getting so many treats.
Oh my gosh, that's so. So will this be a series in its own right, or is it going to be a standalone?
So it's a duet. And so for the universe as a whole, there will be 7 books that we know of. And all of these will be tied together.
We'll be back after a quick break.
Are you a descendant of America's emancipated slaves, otherwise known as the Freedmen, Foundational Black Americans? Then Freedmen's Affairs Radio is your home for real talk, where history, culture, politics, and economics collide to shape our future. Every Tuesday at 6 a.m. Eastern Time, we bring unfiltered commentary and deep insight into the Black American experience. Past, present, and future. Come join the conversation. Tap in on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. This is Freedmen's Affairs Radio, where the lineage speaks.
Oh my gosh, that's so freaking exciting.
Oh my god, I'm gagged.
Oh,
I did
We're
not
excited
expect.
too.
I did not expect to get so many Easter eggs and treats in this interview.
Yes, and we are so excited for everyone to read it and, get to know all the surprises and, all the links and stuff. We cannot wait. You'll have to message us afterwards and scream about it with us.
yeah. But also
Absolutely.
we're the worst people for picking up like anything. Like when we read stuff, there's not a brain cell in our brains. Like we
vibe so hard in
Sam's-
books. We're like,
I-
woo, woo, woo. And then the people after, like our listeners especially, they're like, you didn't talk about this in the episode. And we're like, oh, because we didn't pick up on it. That's why.
None of it.
Whoosh.
Sam's better than I am. I give more credit to Sam. Sam's better, but I'm literally. I'll finish something that day. We'll record in the evening, and I'm like, no, didn't pick up on that. Sam's like, how did you miss it? I'm like, oh, I don't know. So maybe
that makes it more of a fun read, I would think.
yeah, but
You'll know.
Okay.
You'll know by the end.
Okay.
You'll know.
and we'll make a conscious effort to like try and
Yeah.
put thinking caps on, guys, when we're reading it. We will try our best. I promise.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, sorry, Sam, go on.
that was our last question. But obviously, as we said in the beginning, you guys have just been picked up traditionally. I don't know if you want to talk about, what that looks like for you now and how the landscape will change for your books, if you've got anything that you can share.
So the goal is we don't know if we want to go full traditional. We're still kind of weighing out our options. What we did get was a literary agent, which is really exciting. And so we're kind of going into the process where we're going to start exploring our options in that regard. But as of right now, it does not affect any of our releases or plans. So I do want to clarify that. Like we're very much still like holding the reins in that sense, and will be for a while until decisions are made.
Right. The main
So
thing that we're
thrilled.
hoping to see is, some foreign translations, try to get it, more widespread. But yeah, as Parker said, we were just like over the moon excited. She was our dream literary agent really from the get-go. So when she reached out, like I just started sobbing.
Yeah, we were. Bree was still at the beach, and I saw the email. I saw the name in our inbox, and I called her, and I was like, "Emily emailed us. Emily emailed us."
I was like, "Did you open it?" She's like, "No." I was like, "Oh my god!" So yeah, it's very exciting, and we're super, grateful, and can't wait to see, where things go from here.
No, that's so exciting for you guys. Literally, like we're made up, and
Yeah.
even if there is a delay, like because sometimes that happens, right? Like things change, and sometimes even if there is, we'll wait. We're not these salty people. We always argue with people when people try and be salty about other authors that like have a delay for releases, and we're like, why are you mad? Like we want this for them. It's excellent to be both right, indie and trad or hybrid. It works for everyone in different ways, but like we want this for them. Like So if we'll fight your corner, guys. Anyway,
Yeah.
if anyone says
Oh,
anything.
thank you.
We appreciate that. We do.
Oh, that's so exciting, though. Well, thank you guys so much for taking the time to speak to us today. We've literally had the best time ever.
This has been amazing.
So have we.
Yes, we were so excited to chat with you both.
We hope you enjoyed that, guys, because we certainly enjoyed sitting down and recording it.
Yeah, we always say this, like, whenever we finish an author interview, the author logs off, Sam and I stay for 2 minutes and we go, oh my God, they were so nice. like not that people wouldn't be, right? Like, why people are so nice in this community, but like, they were so freaking cool and nice.
Oh my God, they were so like down to earth and just lush.
Lush. That's a good bloody word,
yeah,
Sam. Lush. That's what they were.
They were lush. And like, this doesn't mean anything to you guys because of timelines, but they showed us book 3 and they haven't even shown the world that yet. So
they would have by the time this comes out.
Yeah, sorry, but I mean at the time of recording.
Oh, at the time of recording, we were like 3 weeks in advance.
They hadn't even shown the world that, and they showed it to us. Like, my little heart can't cope that they trust us, like, not to just go and clip that and put it all over the internet, which we would never, ever do. But the fact that they just showed that to us in advance of showing the world, like, I'm gobsmacked. I feel so honoured.
I'm so fucking excited for book 2. Like, book 2. For book 3. I'm so fucking excited for Realm Blade. What a title!
Oh!
So
if you're listening, they will have released the cover now on their socials. So go and look at it because it's absolutely stunning. And just what a nice like follow on of the covers and the series, and oh my God.
And when you have them all together, they go from like dawn to dusk to dark. Did you notice there are 3 like so fucking cool? So cool. And like, not that I'm sure they would have kept the same pattern of names, but like fucking Riftborn, Dustbound, and Realmblade. Oh, they sound so good together.
And how good does the Ascended sound?
I didn't know it was in the same fucking world. I don't think that was.
Oh. Did you see my face? Oh my God, I'm gonna have to clip our reactions to that because we're both like,
I'm so excited.
Like
for
gobsmacked.
I love a multi-world, multi-universe, that kind of. Oh, I fucking love it. Give me more.
The maps, girlies.
I know. I'm so fucking excited. I love this series. Ugh.
Oh, that was such a fun interview. I feel sad now.
Oh, okay. Well, just stuck with little old me again.
Yeah, you again.
Oh,
no,
this little chestnut. So, as of the time of recording, we do know what's happening next.
Yes,
week.
we do.
And like we kind of mentioned in the beginning, but our Full Frontal tier on Patreon has had this episode for a month. So again, if you just can't get enough of us, guys, Full Frontal on Patreon is the place to be. But next week will be our Microtropes episode. So if you've always wanted to hear us talking about carriage bangs and shower wanking for 40 minutes, it's the place to be. It'll be spoiler free, like a lot of our non-book episodes are. We try and keep them spoiler free. And we do talk about these things happening in books, but I don't feel like any of them are a particular spoiler for like the plot or anything. It doesn't ruin a book for you at all. If anything, it just encourages you to read the book when you know that there's a carriage bang or a shower wank, to be honest.
Yeah. Or a dual wank sandwich.
Dual wank sandwich. MC has a secret home. We talk a lot about bodies of water.
Yeah, there's a lot of sex in water.
Yeah.
I got very carried away talking about sex in bodies of water.
Yeah. So join us next week for that. And then the week after, as of the time of recording, we don't know, but maybe when this releases.
Yes, we do.
Do we? What is it?
So join us next week for that. And then the week after, we will finally be covering Onyx Storm.
Oh, yes. I remember now. Hee hee.
Hee hee. Hee hee, I'm so cute. I don't know anything.
I'm just a girl.
That's going to be me in the Onyx Storm episode because I read it nearly 6 months ago.
Well, go read a summary. You better read a summary before we start.
I've got you to carry me through.
To be fair, roles reverse for once, because usually
Yeah.
it's you carrying me through.
Yeah, you can
Like
drag me along by my
Like
hair.
in the Riffle and Dustpan episode where I kept calling it, what was it, a site? And you were like, it's not a fucking site.
they're psyched. I was like, what are you talking about?
I don't know where the fuck I got that from. I didn't even, the thing is, I wasn't even like I was reading anything with that in at the time. Like nothing, I can't recall what the, anyway.
Sometimes your brain just turns off, doesn't it?
Or is it because I'm always like thinking like an author, you know?
Ooh, what comes next?
Anyway, we hope you enjoyed this week's episode because we bloody did. And we'll see you next week for our microchopes.
Woohoo!
Bye.
Bye. Thanks so much for listening.
Follow us on TikTok and Instagram at a pod of Smut and Wingspan.
See you next week.
Bye.